Welcome again to the third part of our presentation on writing with new media and introduction to multimodal composing. In this section, we continue our discussion about standards by drawing from the Center for Digital Storytelling in Berkeley, California. This workshop nonprofit group has been immensely important in transporting our writers and the role of memoir and personal telling of your own personal story to new heights, and there are a number of resources available for us here. One of the things that has really had a major impact on all of us is the Center for Digital Storytelling's 7 Elements for Digital Storytelling that you'll see a lot. A great many workshop leaders and teachers have adopted and brought these into their standards for evaluating this form of writing. Here's what they look like. They have these elements: a point of view, a dramatic question, emotional content, voice, sound, economy, and pacing. So in the terms of a point of view, what is the main point of the story? From what perspective is the story told? This is a key element that a good digital story will answer effectively. Does it have a dramatic question that keeps the viewer's attention and will be answered by the end of the story? This is a good way to keep things moving along. Consider the emotional content. Do these serious issues come alive in a personal and powerful way and connect the story to the audience? Remember again the suggestions for the various levels of storytelling from a journalist. Ideally, they deal somehow with voice, and the Digital Storytelling Center for Digital Storytelling suggests that the gift of voice is a way to personalize a story to help the audience understand the context. Often the story is told from a first-person perspective, so thus the storyteller may choose to offer his or her own voice as a way of drawing the viewer in. There's some attention to, and again, this version of digital storytelling is most certainly video, with all of the sound and images incorporated. So there's some extensive use of music or other sounds that support and embellish the storyline, some sort of a soundtrack, and that the author attended to copyright details in selecting the music, and we'll talk about that very soon. This is a difficult thing to do. Economy, using just enough content to tell the story without overloading the viewer. The Center for Digital Storytelling and one of the offshoots in the UK that I'll tell you about in just a second, they have some wonderful models for an economically told story that really focuses on just one image or one element and drives the point home. In almost all cases, the digital stories that are told are quite short, and so the economy of language is incredibly important in these respects. There's also a great attention to the pacing, the rhythm of the story, and how slowly or quickly it progresses, and the appropriateness of all of those elements in telling that story. I offer you here an example. Let's look at how these various elements in the work, these 7 storytelling elements in this particular video. This Daniel Meadows and his workshops at UK certainly drew from this Center for Digital Storytelling in Berkeley, California. He's a photojournalist who has done some really exciting work. And so let's take a look at the example below, polyphoto. That's just a short example. And see if you can see these elements at work and how, and maybe explore how we can help ourselves and maybe our students take advantage of these 7 elements of digital storytelling and telling their own stories, and stories that they might pull from the archives and tell through a historical lens.